So what separates a victim from a victor? This is probably one of my favorite topics because I think if you really want to do something bad, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. And you end up being a product of your decisions more than your product of your circumstances. But reality is most people blame their circumstances and don't take responsibility for their decisions. And what I'd say is that, in talking to a lot of people and coaching a lot of people and public speaking and reading books and stuff, I just have this personal little testimony. This is not a scientific study whatsoever, but I believe a huge portion of the population, maybe 99% of the people out there, are all going this way, running down the road of life, but they're blaming their crazy mom, their crazy dad, their crazy disease, their crazy dog on their problems and challenges and issues. And then at the same time, there's about 1% going this way who have the same crazy dad, same crazy mom, same crazy dad, but they choose to respond differently to those situations. And this 99% is going this way, not accomplishing what they want to accomplish in life. And this 1% over here, they become the ones that are really kicking butt, really building a great life. They become the goats of whatever they are doing. And it's not because they don't have a crazy mom or crazy dad or crazy dog or whatever. It's because how they responded to it. Quite frankly, a lot of people, a lot of major leaders, CEOs and athletes had very traumatic upbringings, very challenging things between, deaths of parents and diseases and whatever the case may be. And for a lot of people, it wiped them out. But for a handful, it makes them stronger, okay? So in 2013, we had this little epiphany as we were kind of going through a new phase of our life, that we had to take control and responsibility for the reactions to the different things that came into our life. Because we all have stuff. We all have things that pop up. A car breaks down, a tough financial year, marriage discussions, health issues. We all have that kind of stuff. And some people let it crush them and hold them back, and they go in a tailspin for 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months or 2 or 3 years. Other people, it's how they respond. Say, okay, here it is, but let's keep kicking butt. Let's keep moving forward. Because what you focus on is what grows. And most people turn their molehills into mountains, and instead of turning their mountains into molehills. And if you want to build a big life of any way, in a sport, in a job, in a business, whatever it is, you're going to have challenges. There's a saying that says the bigger the problems, the bigger the profits. And as you go through life, the higher you go, the bigger the challenges are. And so the load gets heavier, not lighter. Mm-hmm. So every stage is a training ground to take your life to the next level based on how you respond and the attitude you have. That's when we want to work with people, and one of the biggest things we look for is the right attitude. Attitude isn't the only thing, but man, it is the main thing, no question. Taking the mentality that I am not a victim, I'm going to turn mountains into molehills, and I'm going to respond in a correct and proper and productive way when stuff happens, and we're going to move forward and kick butt no matter what.
Definitely. And when I think of victor or victorious, I think of gratitude, because I think when you're looking at it from that kind of mindset, you look at something positive no matter what it is, and you're grateful no matter how deep the adversity is, because you know that you're going to get through it, you're going to overcome it, and you're going to be victorious through it. So I think there's a sense of gratitude. And when it comes to a victim mindset, I think that can be a complaining spirit. And that doesn't mean that people don't go through very difficult things, because we've gone through very difficult things, and we've certainly at times had a complaining spirit about our own challenges. But we also came to the realization that when we had that complaining spirit, that it didn't help us solve what we were going through. That we had to be like, okay, we have a challenge, we have a problem, we have to figure this out. We have to be bigger than the problem that we're going through. And when we're bigger through that problem, we're going to get better. But if we have a complaining mindset about whatever the circumstances are, that's not going to make us better. And we would rather live in a place of gratitude and thankfulness, no matter how deep the adversity might be, than living in a place of complaining about everything. So that's how I look at those things.
And victims blame everybody else for their situation they're in, and expect somebody else to come in and magically fix the situation they're in. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to tell you, as a friend, nobody's coming, because the majority of them are waiting for someone to fix their problems. You got to take ownership over where you're at, seek perspective of someone you can trust, and take ownership over your life, extreme ownership over your life. and go build the life you want to build.